May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be free from harm. May all beings love life. May all beings awaken. Welcome to another Cuke Audio mini podcast. I'm DC Poobah of Cuke Audio and Cuke Archives. I pray that you and yours are safe and comfortable, free from economic hardship, and able to get out and do whatever it is you want within the limitations of the universal precept of do as little harm as possible. Just briefly, I'll give you a Bali update here. I think I mentioned that we were going to record this Tuesday. I'm in Thursday now. Oh, yeah, and this goes up Thursday for everyone. But the engineer we work with had a fever. And then the next day he had a fever. And so I told him, hey, you're going to get tested? And he said, no, I don't want to get tested. He said, and so yesterday I said, so look, we're not going to go back there until after the 13th, which is a Sunday. He said, why? I'll be okay tomorrow. I said, today, that's his name, Tude, today, I think you have COVID. I don't have COVID. I said, well, how do you know that? And he said, I know. And I said, this is all WhatsApp, right? I'm putting the inflection into it. And I said, what? You mean your inner spirit told you? He said, no, I just have fever. It's not like COVID. I said, COVID doesn't come in one color. I said, look, I'm under doctor's orders and wife's orders. And I have a responsibility to the other musicians. If you're not going to get it tested, we can't go there until like 10 days is up. And it's my birthday next week anyway, and I'm going to be out of town for 4 days. And he said, well, all right. And today he says, sends me a message, my doctor says I have to go get a blood test. Oh, surprise, surprise. And I said, well, aside from that, how are you doing? He said, well, I still have a little bit of fever and I get the shivers at night. So, yeah, I'm getting a blood, I'm going to go get a rapid test this afternoon because we were together recording in that little tiny room on Thursday, and he got his fever started coming on Tuesday or Monday night, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 5 days later. So he could have, if he has COVID, he could have been positive when we were there. So we'll see. Another thing he did say, he said, I'm more afraid of dengue. I said, well, actually, we are too. I mean, Katrina almost died from dengue a few years ago. And we forget about dengue here. It's all COVID. But, dengue, I don't know which is more lethal. Most people don't die from it, but you can. Our first week here. We move into a place in Sonora. We start off in Kuta, but we knew we weren't going to stay there. That's the tourist hotspot, the sort of party center. So we moved to Little Hope saying sleeping Sonora. First day we move in, everybody's leaving all dressed up in ceremonial clothes. Why? Because a family member had just died of dengue. They said, but it doesn't happen much, So he might have dengue. We'll see. Anyway, I hope he gets well soon. He's a young guy. He's like 36. A lot of tattoos. Okay. So today I'm going to read you, I'm really getting into reading these Suzuki lecture excerpts that are on Instagram. And since I excerpted them originally for Kook.com's What's New, I know how they were made. I would just go through a lecture and take anything that I thought was, passable to pass on as a quote from Suzuki. I didn't try to I never have tried just to get zingers, So I've been doing this for years, just going through his lectures, putting up quotes, so you get a feel for his overall teaching. And he's really been on a trip here about don't think, Buddhism is all about just trying to have what's good and not have what's bad. His language, I think it could have worded it a little better sometimes. When he's not talking about being okay to go out and rob banks, he means don't think your life can have nothing but what you prefer. They can have nothing but what you like. And, a universal teaching of real fundamental religion, in my way I see fundamental religion, fundamental spiritual practice, is not to discriminate. And you hear this over and over. Don't discriminate. Don't pick what you like over what you don't like. Now listen, this doesn't mean you can't discriminate. Teachings like this are about the nature of the absolute, the nature of our ultimate mind. It doesn't mean you're at a restaurant, you can't choose what you want to eat. And one of the big problems with reading spiritual writings or hearing lectures from these teachers and then applying it in your daily life is mixing up the absolute and the relative. Of course we choose what we like, and we try not to have what we don't like. But in terms of our practice and our realizing reality, what is the reality we're living in, we have to be open to what it actually is. Like Dogen said, when you see a woman, don't wish she had a more beautiful face. He also said, when a man, I don't know if he ever had sex. I mean, he was like a monk from the birth, practically. He said, a man who wants sex, this is a paraphrase, right? A man who wants sex, he'll screw a hole in a board. Well, that's sort of true. Anyway, along these lines, Shunryu Suzuki said, I'm sure in the same lecture that yesterday's and the day before's podcast lecture excerpts came from. Here we go. It is quite natural for us to appreciate something beautiful, something wonderful. That is all right. That is our true nature. So there is no problem. But if I say I like something ugly, people may ask, why do you like that kind of thing? But there is no reason why. If there is no reason why we like something beautiful, there is no reason why I like something plain. So, he's just trying to help wedge our minds a little more open. And as he would say, to see things as it is. He would also say to see things as they are. But he really liked things as it is better, because that sort of indicates the unity of the opposites. And it's really a koan for us. I mean, you can read it a lot, and having heard it a lot like I have, but to actually live it, to really practice it, to know what it means, to know beyond knowing what it means, that's a realization. This has been a Cuke Audio mini podcast. I'm DC Puba of Cuke Audio and Cuke Archives, coming to you from sleepy Sonora with Doggett Bandita, Feline Cuchita, and dear lovely Katrinka. And we're wishing you and yours and all of us a grand awakening.